FA Chairman David Bernstein to bring in England Code of Conduct from October 10th, 2012. England players will be asked to sign up for a code of conduct, which is long overdue, according to David Bernstein. The FA Chairman has identified the respect agenda as the most important part of his role and is determined to introduce a system of warnings and suspensions to deal with bad behaviour. And Bernstein says the initiative is more than just a reaction to the recent high-profile cases involving John Terry and Ashley Cole, who were subject to the FA's general disciplinary code. He said the England players will represent their country, their role models. Their behaviour is incredibly important in respect of everything else we're trying to do. I feel very strongly about that. It should really have been brought in years and years ago. Clearly in the past, we've been hampered by not having a code, and some things have been less clear than they might have been. The FA is a complicated organisation. Having the whole regulatory side alongside Club England has created a degree of confusion. Yeah, your decisions have done that with the FA. But anyway, there has been a lack of clarity, and the fact that we haven't sat down with them has led to a bit of fuzziness. Among the issues covered by the code will be the use of social media, which is pertinent given Cole's recent Twitter outburst, which earned him an FA misconduct charge. And also there's Ryan Bertrand as well, who has apologised for his foul-mouthed Twitter outburst. So FA Chairman David Bernstein to bring in an England Code of Conduct. I think, as David Bernstein has said, long overdue. But at the same time, you are limiting freedom of speech to an extent. But these footballers, as said, a lot of footballers, if they had brains, they'd be out. But they'd be out in the backyard playing with them. And that's the scary thing. I mean, you should be responsible for what you say. I can understand the FA wanting to bring in a code of conduct, but then you've got to have someone to police it. And also, castigate one, castigate all. If you're gonna punish, you've got to punish uniformly and in a draconian fashion. And the FA don't do it. They don't do it with anything. There's no consistency with anything. So how are they going to get consistency with punishments for stuff said on social media platforms? That is where I think an incongruity will come in with it. But so I mean, Gman, what do you reckon of this, man?
You know what? With the code of conduct, yeah, I think it's something that was needed, but I'm a bit shocked that the FA never had one in the first place, because you would have thought this is something standard for a big corporation like, well, call them corporation, but a big organisation like the FA, would have. No, but the reason why I said corporation is because that's what corporations do. That's the sort of things they have. They have code of conduct. You know that company that we've worked with a couple of times, they have a Crescendo or whatever.
Credo, yeah.
Credo.
Yeah,
so it's like, you know, people are representing you, and you're such a big sort of organisation that said you need to set the laws out so you can break people back into shape when they're breaking the rules. And what, 2012? It's a joke.
No, but the thing is, this is where the FA have already been a day late and a dollar short, because once again, I'd like to add that, because at the end of the day, look at how much stuff has happened. There was the thing with the issue with Leon Knight. There's been bloody
Wilshere.
Yeah, there's been Rio Ferdinand bloody mocking Roy Hodgson on Twitter.
Frimpong.
Yeah, Frimpong's things. Yeah, I mean, Joey Barton. There's so many others we could name. So, again, the FA, day late, dollar short. And it's going to be hard for them to enforce it. Who's going to police it? It's hard enough to police Twitter anyway. It's hard enough to do that already. So,
no, but you know what? I am a semi-advocate of what you were saying last week. They've just got to strike them. You know, just strike them, hit them hard, yeah. But
as a deterrent, prevention is sometimes better than cure.
And that's the whole point of having this sort of code of conduct, because at the end of it, no one can argue. It's there in front of you. It's in paper, it's in the booklet, wherever you've got it. You know that if you do something, this is your punishment.
Yeah. No, I hear that. I mean, does anyone else want to jump in on that? I saw that Lily Alumi, you wanted to jump in.
Just about the code of conduct thing. I think it It's a little bit late, but like you said, I hope they do actually bring it in, because it's just, I know it probably won't deter them as much as you think, but it might actually make them think a bit more what they're actually saying. I hope, anyway, because it's just, there's too many of them getting into trouble for it.
True.
No, but you know what, Lily? I would say, with agreement to what Liam was saying, it's a consistency thing. And at the end of the day, if the FA have brought this code and conduct in, now they've brought it in, they've got to be consistent. So if it says a player has broken this rule and they're going to get this punishment, they have to do it.
Yeah, they have to be consistent and do the same punishment all the way, because otherwise it just won't work.
No, exactly. It's one of them. You got it's consistency. It's consistency, and the FA seem like a 90-year-old man. They seem a bit incontinent about it. But I mean, Mike Harniman, was that you said in the Skype chat? Do you want to repeat that for us?
Yeah, I just don't think it'll make any difference anyway. Because if a player's got an opinion, I think they'll just voice it anyway.
Not true. Well, it's one of them. Then you start banning players for games. That's what's gonna hurt, not the monetary fines. But I mean, France is strong. You just mentioned something quite interesting in the Skype chat, almost like a filter. Is it, or what was that you said in the chat?
Basically, I'm just saying, you know, like at my college, we have something like that for computer internet access. So, you know, and it backs up and it has a rule saying what you're going to not do and what you shouldn't do, what you shouldn't be on. It'll be the same sort of thing for the FA, but obviously, if players want to say something, they'll say it. I don't think they'll really care. Obviously, yeah, as you said, the players losing games might, you know, deter them from doing it. But be honest, I'm just going to say this, I don't think it'll make a slightly bit different. If they've got something to say, they'll say it. You know, Twitter, anyone can say anything on Twitter, so I don't think really it's going to stop them, really, to be honest.
No, I mean, that's a very good point. And France, I'd just like to say on the side note, those filters on computers in schools and colleges are usually so you can't access questionable websites. You remember those filters, Gman?
Yeah.
In school with that. It's one of them ones. There was always one person in the class who knew how to get around it. And started. And you were the guy. No. I never was. I mean, Umbrian has said something quite interesting in the chat. I mean, Umbrian, Miss Umbrian Ali, we'd love to hear you repeat what you said in the Skype chat. That's quite an interesting point. That's actually a very interesting point. Would you indulge us and repeat that for us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Right, I was just saying that perhaps they wouldn't need a code of conduct imposed if they didn't have such inflated egos. I mean, going out on Twitter and saying all sorts of, you know, berating other players, berating managers. Very easy to do that from the backdrop of Twitter. But I think it is due to the side effects of these huge, ridiculous salaries that they're receiving. They do ultimately have these inflated egos, and they think they can get away with pretty much saying anything they want to.
No, it's a true point. It's true. That's a very true point. And Umbrian, thank you for articulating it. And Francis and Mike and Lily, thank you for your views as well. At the end of the day, yeah. As said, if half of these footballers had brains, they'd be outside playing with them. And also the fact of the matter is, yeah, the inflated egos is a huge part of it. Because if these guys didn't think they were Bertie Big Balls and didn't think that they could get away with everything and anything because they're untouchable, then we might not have this problem in the first place. I mean, there are so many people, G-Man, I mean, you know as well as I do, there were so many people on Twitter, on Facebook, who are basically internet gangsters, or trying to be, legitimately trying to be internet gangsters, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna F you up, I'm gonna F this, F that." And it's one of them ones. You can be big and bad behind a computer screen. You can quite easily be big and bad and Bertie Big Balls behind a computer screen, but then you could meet that person. You can meet that person, be under the impression that they're bloody 7 foot tall with hands the size of baseball mitts that would knock you spark out in one go, and you could meet them. They could be a 3 foot tall midget in a wheelchair. All right, that's probably an extreme example, and the G-Man's is cracking up here. It's an extreme example, but at the end of the day, who knows? Behind the computer screen, who knows? Who knows? And it's one of them ones you can say anything you want behind a computer screen. So, true. It's one of them ones. So a code of conduct, good thing, but FA, day late, dollar short, and let's see you police it.